So I'm going around, I'm noticing, oh, I don't have as much of a curve as I do in this one. This has a knuckle and it comes back in, it goes back out. I think I'm going to just enhance mine just a tiny bit. The temptation often is that you will come into and notice something like that, but not realize how little it takes to accomplish it. And you end up by putting too much of a curve, and that changes everything as well. It just tells, again, a different story. And I want to make sure that I'm maintaining my dedicated line, which way is the shadow being cast. And sometimes it's in a very closed space. I think mine is actually quite thick here, and it'll probably be good for me to tone it down just a little bit, except I don't want to get rid of my the fact that there is a darker edge there, but I don't want it to just become a solid line. But it probably is good for me to back that off just a little bit. And again, I know that some of you may not think this is so great to use the point. I love the point. I can control this, and by doing this, kind of a repetitive little tapping, I can keep from making it just create polka dots in there. And if you're not careful, you probably have all run into that with your kneaded eraser, that you can almost end up with a dapple, like a dappled horse, and you don't want to do that either. That's one reason why I don't want anything other than a smooth, contour to the other end, is because when I'm tapping, I don't want unusual little patterns to start shaping, and also I don't want to just hop around because I have a large area and just hop around and then have spaces in between all of my lightened areas. Otherwise, it's going to create that dapple again. Well, it's the same thing with this. But I just like it. I like, again, I just like being in control and realizing that with just having some fun and not having it happen so quick that I lose my opportunity to observe what's happening. I cook the same way. I love to taste something. I love to, well, there's certain things that you get used to. You can just dump together, but still, I love being more of a gourmet. Taste it, and instead of just throwing a bunch of junk together and hoping for the best. Once in a while that works, but you have to know your recipe awful well. So to keep this from being the creeping darkness, it's probably good for me to back off just a little bit of it. It was getting dark enough that it was getting harder and harder to create my darkest part. So by backing this off and leaving a contour, making sure that my edge is still dedicated, it's helping me to now have that darkest point have more of an impact and read more like it's supposed to.